DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. And this is Monday. And, well, we had a lot of rain this morning. That was good. It really, really, really was good. We needed it. After weeks of, in the 30s with no rain. Yes. But it's Monday, and I'm not here to talk about the weather. I'm here to do a few tags. And I just finished doing Jasmine's tag. I'm going to move on to Dave Nicholson's last Saturday 7-question tag. Hello there, Dave. And how are you? I hope you're doing well. Yes. So, question one. What one need and one want will you strive to achieve in the next 12 months? So let me see. A need. A need might very well be, you always can wonder what a need is, but might have to be eventually a new phone. I'm having problems with the charging on this phone, and luckily I can charge it. I can charge it with the MagSafe, well, the magnetic charging, but it's not doing what it should anymore. And I've tried the usual things, and then I guess now that unless I have it, really serviced, it won't go anymore. So that might be a need, and a want. In the next 12 months, both Ms. DC and I would love to be able to put enough money aside to have a trip to Ireland. Yeah, we really would like that. It's a want. We'll see if we're able to do it or not. Yes, and that's the question. So that's my answers on that one. Question 2: what life lessons did you have to experience firsthand before you fully understood them? I was watching Jasmine's response to that question, and actually had the same answer: parenting. Yes. Being a parent is something that, you have these armchair parents, people who've never had kids that, will tell you how to do things. They have it in their books and all of that. But until you've actually been a parent, you don't know what it is. They're kids, they're teenagers, they're adults. And by the way, once a parent, always a parent. You'll be it all your life. So you do experience, it starts by the sleepless nights, for example, things like that. You definitely have to go through it to fully understand it, no matter what people seem to say. Yeah. Question 3. Do you like the city or town you live in? Why or why not? Okay, yes, we do. It's a small city, and in the different places call cities for different reasons. We would have a cathedral, so we'd be a city if we were in the UK with the size that we have. But we do have enough population, I guess, to be called a city. Yeah, but we like it because it's not too big. We're able to live on the outskirts, so basically we're on the city line. But we have all the services. We have I was going to say, the feel of living in a village, or not quite the countryside, but like in a village, where we are here. We've got the services, meaning public transport. We got all the stores that we need for folks, so we don't have to run around to go and find different groceries or things like that. It's very convenient if you're retired. So if we have a car, but if we had to stop having a car, we would be able to do everything on our own without. And it has, I wouldn't go so far as say a very rich cultural life, but it definitely has a cultural life with enough things that are free, once again, so that if you're retired, you will get a lot of so-called freebies culturally. What I don't like is that the Swiss system for income tax, you pay income tax to your, you pay three levels of income tax. You pay your income tax to your town, to your state, so to call it, to put it in, we call it the canton. So that would be the state if you were in, or province if you were living in the United States or Canada. And we have what we call the federal income tax. That's a third level. We pay all the income tax that's not the question of the tag, but we pay like a higher level in this town. I'll stay to the question. So this town has a high level of an expensive income tax. Yeah, that's what I don't like. Okay, question 4. What's the best part of being you? The best part of being me. Let me see. I think having emigrated successfully to Switzerland, and thanks to that, having the family that we have, which means, in other words, not only the children but the partners that they have, or the husbands, wives that they have, and the grandchildren. So the best part of being me is thanks to thanks to God and what has happened in our life, we are here. That's the best part of being me. I got a good smile. Okay, let me see. That was question 4, which is a rather difficult question to answer, actually. Question 5. When you look back over the past month, what single moment stands out? The past month? Well, it might be Mrs. DC's birthday. Yeah, it was one of the big ones, and it was nice to be, to have what people that would send their greetings, and the way it was with family and so on. And not all the family was here, but we had a good time with those that were here. Like I say, it was that and the wedding anniversary, but mostly the birthday was a high point in the last month. Yeah. And question 6. What do you do to relieve stress? Well, we've had that question before, haven't we? Well, believe it or not, pray. But that's not the only thing. I mean, I like to go for walks, listen to walks and podcasts, and listen to some music, do a bit of cooking, yeah, and I might have a drink, but that's it's one of the components. So a bit of all that together. It might be just something. There's no single solution. Sometimes it's one thing, sometimes it's another. Some people just go and meditate. I don't do just one thing. I might have. It depends on what created the stress, and so on. So yeah, But sometimes just going out for a walk, and when I walk, I always listen. I very often listen to a podcast or something like that. That's often what I would do. Okay, question 7 and last. What is your happiest memory? There's a lot of happy memories. I think the last time I answered this was, this one comes back quite often actually. I had mentioned holding my firstborn. That is a unique memory, and it doesn't diminish any other children, but there is nevertheless something of holding your firstborn for the first time. Yeah, that is an incredible memory, an incredible high. So let's leave it at that. Oh, that's it. Anyway, so me DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and thank you, Dave, and hope that you all have a good week. Bye-bye.